all American parents wanted their kids to be on a Spanish class since they were born. I want to help children learn Spanish in the way we really speak the language. It was so hard to get the first 100. After that, I got 3 million views and then 10 million and then 50 million. Many TikTok videos of people recommending my channel.
Getting all the way to China.
This parent recognized my voice thanks to my YouTube videos. They paid me to be able to use my songs. Getting some emails from parents telling me they would be willing to pay a subscription to Canta con Jess. I always knew I wanted to have my own platform, mobile apps, my TV app. It's crazy how far Canta con Jess has come.
The million-dollar question: are you able to live only by your YouTube channel?
The Artist Square brings the most ballsy artists and creatives that not only question the world they live in, but dare to cross borders and make a difference through art. If you're looking for inspiration, knowledge, or simply connect with your favorite artist, we want this to be the space for you. I'm Alejandra Camacho, and want to welcome you to one more episode of The Artist Square.
Today's guest is Jessica Levi, known to her thousands of fans as Jess. The powerhouse behind Canta con Jess, which means Sing with Jess, is a beloved Spanish learning channel for kids with over 140,000 subscribers and more than 50 million views on YouTube. But she's not just the face of it, she's everything behind it too: composer, singer, editor, producer, and developer. She's originally from Argentina, now based in Punta del Este, Uruguay. Jess has a deep musical background, from studying in New York and top musical schools in Buenos Aires to ranking #1 among all Argentine independent artists on MySpace back in the day. But it was her heart for children and her experience teaching Spanish through music that lit the spark. After working with the Walt Disney Company Latin America and digital media and teaching Spanish musical classes to kids, she saw the need for something more, something safe, fun, and rooted in quality education, so she built it herself. In today's episode, we go behind the scenes of Canta con Jess, how it started, how she turned it into a purpose-driven platform for learning, and what it really takes to be your own boss, creator, and educator all in one. So Jess, I think I speak for so many of us when I say we want to know everything. How do you do it? How do you take your love for music, your vision for children, and turn it into something this big? It's so meaningful and impactful. I mean, let's be honest, what artist or creator doesn't dream of turning their passion into something like this and running it on their own terms? So let's start with a little bit of your background so we know who you are before getting with all the insights of Canta con Jess.
Well, thank you so much for that great introduction about what I do and all of that. I was born and raised in Argentina. Then I lived in New York for 10 years. Then I had my experience living in very exotic on the other side of the ocean. I was in Denmark for 8 months. Then I came back to Argentina, and now I decided Uruguay is my place for now. I studied music. Well, in the very beginning, I always wanted to be a pop singer, so I was always interested in learning music, composing, performing, doing live shows and all of that. Then I wanted a change. I felt there weren't enough artistic opportunities in Argentina while I was working at Disney, and at the same time, I also have a bachelor degree in advertising.
Wow.
I never say this, but that happened. And at the same time, I was always studying music at night and studying advertising in the morning. And then I was accepted at AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York. So I went to New York and stayed there. And I would say that New York was where Canta con Jess, what I do now, was born. After seeing so many parents interested in their kids to be immersed into Spanish at a very young age. Mm-hmm. And I noticed they were all watching YouTube videos or consuming online content. And I noticed, wait, there isn't enough high quality educational content with a true focus on helping children learn the language, Spanish. So that's how Canta con Jess was born. I mean, the idea
The
and the
idea.
place.
I remember that you mentioned that from Argentina you were already giving classes to children, right?
No, I mean, I was working at Walt Disney, so I was working in the digital media,
Okay.
creating online content for Disney Junior. So it was an audience that was for children, but I wasn't making my own music
Yeah.
there. It was more an office job
Yeah.
and, well, creative job, but I started teaching little kids like with Spanish classes in New York.
What made you move to New York?
I always knew that music was inside my heart, and all I wanted to do was to pursue my music career. So, and I love pop music, and here it's more of national rock music and that kind of stuff. And I felt I needed, like, my heart was telling me to go and explore in a different part of the world. So yeah, that and, well, I saw that they were auditioning for AMDA in New York. So, and I wanted to explore more of acting too, besides music. So it's like everything connected,
Yeah.
with music, acting, performing, like having that experience. And New York is one of the best cities in the world for performing arts.
It's interesting how you went there to study musical theater, but then you kind of switched to like video content.
From the beginning, I wanted to be a pop star and I moved to New York, but it was good because I could explore acting. So I got more
Okay.
involved with acting and musical theater, but I knew I didn't want to become a Broadway star. I know many people go there to be on Broadway. I wanted to be a better storyteller, let's put it that way, to learn more about performing, music, acting. And then well, the opportunity came up to teach Spanish classes to little kids through music, and they were looking for native Spanish speakers. And there I saw, well, there and every time I spoke with people, right? Like I was so surprised to see that they were. All the parents wanted their kids to be on a Spanish class or to te- they were very interested to help them learn Spanish since they were born. And I was surprised because I was expecting these are all going to be Latin families or someone who speaks Spanish, and it wasn't the case. Like they were all American parents, they didn't know Spanish. So there I saw, wait, they are more engaged, even adults, when the introduction is more bilingual, Spanish and English, before I moved to only in Spanish. And that's how I came up with the idea because I noticed that on YouTube, there wasn't enough high quality content with the help to really help children. I mean, with the goal to really help children learn a language. Because all the content was or all in Spanish or all in English, but there was a lack of many things because also in terms of animation, when you see animated videos, I noticed there's a lack of diversity in animation. Like if you show a professional doctor, like most of the times that doctor is white. And it's like, why is it always portrayed a certain way? Why many kids have blue eyes or are blonde hair? Or so I wanted to also show through Canta con Jess, through my content, diversity, and to try to make Spanish more inclusive and accessible for everyone. So yes, well, and when I know I have a childish personality, and I always wanted to do something related to children, But when I was pursuing my pop star career, it was more like I would say teen music or love songs, that kind of stuff. But and when I
Yeah.
started working at Disney in digital marketing in Argentina, it was for a Disney Junior website. So it was related to creating children content. So I feel with Canta con Jess, like the dots connected because I'm making music. That is
Yeah.
what I love. I love children's music and composing children's music. At the same time, it helps others, in this case, children. Like it helps, yeah, creating a positive impact in children's, in education. So it's like it's connected, like
Yeah.
music, children, helping the world be a better place and a more educated place.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's no, like, I'm actually surprised that there were many, many parents wanting their kids to learn the language. Because you would
Right.
say, like, yeah, they're like probably interested just in saying hi, hello, probably the basics. But I mean, you really found a niche because it's so many, like millions. You have millions of,
Yeah, I I still can't believe it, but I can't. Yeah, when I started the YouTube channel, I remember that it was so hard to get the first 1,000 subscriber. Not even like the first 100. Then I reached 1,000 subscribers, and then the channel started growing exponentially.
yeah.
Like maybe it took me a year and a half to reach the first million views, and in only 1 or 2 years after that, I got 3 million views. Like it was, and then 10 million, and then 50 million. In so
It's like that way, the algorithm really, kind of multiply for people who were looking already for that content. What was the first video that you can remember that kind of set everything on fire? That you were like, oh, if I do, like, did you see something and you were like, oh, I need to do more of this because this is the one that's helping?
I mean, I wanted to try to cover all the basics. So I would say the Spanish alphabet is not, but every video is important. It's not that I uploaded one video and then I said, okay, I'm going to do more about this. So I don't have one video for that, but I knew I wanted to have the video of the alphabet, another one of the numbers from 1 to 10 to help teach the basics colors in Spanish, the body parts, the traditional songs like the wheels on the bus in Spanish, Itsy Bitsy Spider in Spanish, to try to cover all the traditional songs and then content like the days of the week, months of the year, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So there are songs that already exist that you make videos, but are there also, because you mentioned before that you compose, record?
Yes, I make arrangements of the traditional songs in a way to really to structure the song in a way that will really help others, children, learn the language.
Yeah.
And then I compose my own songs too. Like, for instance, the Days of the Week song is a song that I composed. The Sea Creatures in Spanish is another song to help kids learn the sea animals in Spanish. Or I have the beach song, like Vamos a la playa, let's go to the beach, that song too, and there are others. So it's a mix of public domain songs, like I arrange them in a way. Maybe I compose some parts and I structure them in a different way or with words that, because I want to help children learn Spanish in the way we really speak the language. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes when I learned English, like sometimes they teach you things that in certain phrases or words that you don't use in the everyday language. So I always spend a lot of time thinking about the structure, the phrases, the words that I'm gonna use to try to, have a meaning and
Yeah.
to make them useful in the everyday. But yes, and then I compose my own songs.
So Have you ever thought about certain copyrights for songs that you're like, that's why you kind of like arrange differently, or you really, because when you think about it, like Itsy Bitsy Spider is something that is like, is it public domain? That's what you
Yeah,
mentioned, right? So you don't have to
it's in
worry
the
about
public domain. And then there are some songs like The Wheels on the Bus, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Itsy Bitsy Spider. Those songs are what they are called nursery rhymes or traditional children's songs that are in the public domain. So you can use the main melody that is in the public domain, and then you can create your own arrangement, or you keep it as it is, or maybe you create one more melody that is different, or you create a different version, like let's say a reggae version of the Itsy Bitsy Spider, or that recording you would own that because it's your voice and your production, but you can never own a melody that is in the public domain, like with Itsy Bitsy Spider. If you keep the main melody, like nobody can say I composed that because it was composed over 100 years ago. So it becomes part of the public domain. But then, like what I do with those public domain songs, for instance, with the Spanish alphabet song, I didn't keep exactly the same melody as in English because in Spanish the alphabet is different. The vowels and the letters are longer. So I needed to change a little bit the melody to make the Spanish alphabet flow naturally. So I did some small adjustments. Or with Itsy Bitsy Spider, I created like a bilingual part in the beginning to help. Before I introduced the song in Spanish, I wanted kids to help learn how to say the main words, right? Like spider in Spanish, subió, went up, lluvia, that means rain. So yeah, arranged part of the melody to create a bilingual part before using the whole song that everybody knows.
Yeah. So you focus more on the learning part, which is the more important thing. Like, okay,
Yes.
how you say this word. You're just using the sound and the music to kind of make it attractive.
Right. And actually, like music, it helps a lot to learn a language through music because music is one of the most effective ways to learn a language. And that's why also it keeps children motivated to learn Spanish because they love music and the melody helps it improves pronunciation, it helps to memorize, it helps with easier memorization. And also the good thing, for instance, of the traditional songs of the nursery rhymes is that they learn better by association. So if they already know Itsy Bitsy Spider, it helps the transition better because they associate the melody they already know with maybe the song in a different language.
Yes.
So it helps them engage more. And also, music makes it more fun to learn. And it's a melody that sticks. It's Spanish that sticks. Like you will remember.
I love the all the illustrations. Do you make that yourself?
With the animations, I made some, but I also purchase vectors and I create all the scenes saying I want a tree here, the happy sun there. I want a mountain in mountains in the background. I change colors, like that kind of stuff. I create the idea behind the video and every scene on I pay a lot of attention maybe in the colors, on animating the elements where the main focus is the educational content, and to make it as simple and as appealing as possible.
Overall, the videos are amazing. That's why I wanted to say, that it looks like
Thank you so much. You
so.
can notice a difference. I didn't delete my very first YouTube video, where it's me singing and playing the guitar because I had no idea about how to animate videos. And then the second video was another one where I used a backdrop. No, it's me sitting on a bench. Yeah, just that with no animations. And then for the alphabet song, I learned how to animate and produce more complex videos because you need many little pictures. Maybe each letter and each element you see in the design is an image. And I had to learn to animate and make all of that pop up in a video, or how to make rain in a video and that kind of stuff. I learned as I went, like day by day. I tried to learn more and more, and now I animate, like I edit all the video, most of the videos.
Wow, you have no assistant? Jessica, sí tengo un asistente, no.
ChatGPT is now my assistant. Um, yeah, no, it's a hard job. I mean, now with the help of a designer that I hired, he helped me create my own subscription-based platforms with also a team of developers. This is for my own platform that I have. I recently launched the iOS and Android apps of Canta con Jess. They are great, and for those designs, I got help and for programming the platform because I had no idea how to program. I'm not a software developer, so for that I got help. And it's great. I think if you love a YouTuber, especially for kids creators, like YouTube, I mean, it's good to support creators that you love. And if you love the content outside of YouTube, because they make a lot of changes for YouTube for kids videos. So there are a lot of limitations now, like you can't favorite the videos, you can't comment on them, and many other changes. So yeah, that's why I always wanted to have my own platform, my own apps, and also through the apps, people are able to watch the videos offline. That is very helpful when they are for car rides, or if you travel or go on holidays, or you are in at a place with no connection. For parents is very important, or to be able to lock the screen so they don't go anywhere else, or to set a screen time, like a timer, so after 5 minutes like a clock, a happy clock appears, so kids know, okay, the app is not gonna work anymore until tomorrow or until later.
So this is your app, the app that you're developing, it does that, or you're talking like overall?
No, the Canta con Jess app. I'm uploading more content on my platform, and not, I mean, I still upload on YouTube, but there's a lot of exclusive content, exclusive learning videos on my own platform.
Yeah,
Because parents wanted also a safe place for kids to learn Spanish, or, yeah,
right.
an educational place where kids are safe with no ads,
Yeah,
or they can't go to different videos they may not control, and they may land in a video that it's not educational or maybe adult content.
yeah.
So you have to be careful about that.
Sometimes, like the YouTube, are you scared that one of your videos is gonna turn out like an, or is gonna redirect in some videos that kids shouldn't see?
Well, that shouldn't happen, because when you upload a video, YouTube asks you like if it's made for kids or not. And my videos are made for kids, so they shouldn't relate the videos with other content that has nothing to do with kids.
Yeah,
But I don't control YouTube. I can control my own video platform. And that's why if parents want full control, like want to make sure that they are in a safe place, they trust Canta con Jess, they trust my content, where kids will be in a safe place with safe content and no other videos that may bring or send different messages that maybe parents don't want their kids to hear. That's why they subscribe to my platform, because they know it's only content made by Canta con Jess in a completely safe place without any other content. So they know that, okay, this is good, this is educational, it helps them learn a language that has also many other benefits. And at the same time, it is a content they can trust and their kids love in a safe place without advertising.
I would love to talk about all those challenges that you encountered. First of all, like creatively, do you ever feel like it wasn't gonna work out?
Oh, yes, many times. Like, I remember, especially with the first YouTube videos, when after I uploaded the alphabet song, that one was my very first animated video, and I said this was a lot of work. It's too complex. Like, what if it doesn't work out, or I'm not going to be able to make another great video? And then I started producing more, but every time I finished one production, I always felt, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make a better video or like as good as this one. And yeah, that was and it happens sometimes. Like, why is this taking so long? Or that kind of thoughts
Yeah.
happen. But I'm proud. I'm proud of where I am today. I'm proud of where Canta con Jess is today. And it makes me so happy every time I get emails from different teachers or parents telling me that thanks to my videos, their children are motivated to learn Spanish, or that they are learning a lot thanks to my videos. So I see that it's, I'm trying to really help children learn a language, and it is in a way of helping them learn Spanish that actually works. But
Yeah.
because this is the other thing, many parents tell me, or every time I speak with someone, they tell me that they don't know any Spanish, or they had Spanish in high school and they don't remember anything at all. So that's why my main focus is to help children learn Spanish that actually works, and Spanish that they will remember. Even adults will remember. Because it's easier to memorize a sticky melody, catchy melody, than if I just tell you
A full sentence.
speaking like the days of the week, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, you may not remember. But if it's in a song, it's easier and it's more fun and
Yeah.
it helps.
What specific challenges have you faced to get to this point? Like, for example, like any challenge, like either like the streaming with the YouTube or any other.
There were a lot of changes with YouTube, with the kids content creators on YouTube, because they faced some challenges, because legally you cannot track behavioral data or data if of children under certain age. So that's why YouTube made a lot of changes, especially for kids videos or videos that are made for kids. And there were a lot of restrictions. You cannot have personalized ads on kids videos. And of course, that affects a lot. I mean, the goal is to try to make the business sustainable so you can keep creating more content to keep helping more children. And well, that's why you cannot write comments on kids' videos. That feature was disabled. You cannot favorite those videos. There were a lot of changes and a lot of restrictions. And that's why also, you have the YouTube Kids app that is different from the regular YouTube. And with all these changes, of course, it affected a lot the income on YouTube. And this, yeah, by a lot. I mean, 90% less. That's a lot for, and especially I'm a solo. I mean, now I get help from developers, or I have a part-time designer that I hire for certain productions. But this affected a lot creators, kids content creators, especially the small creators like me, because it's not the same, those big creators that maybe they have a team behind of 30 or 40 people and are backed by big multinational companies, and small creators got affected a lot. So it was important to find ways outside of YouTube. I think YouTube is great because you have a lot of visibility. A lot of people get to know your content thanks to YouTube. But I think things are changing a little bit now because parents are more concerned about safety. In terms of content production, it didn't affect me, but it did affect the revenue. And not because it's mainly because I want the business to be sustainable so I could hire more people to get more help to create more content with more frequency and all of that. So this change affected all the kids creators, especially the small ones like me. Um, it was a big change, and some like it's a my channel is doing great in terms of analytics, of watch time. I get thousands and thousands of hours monthly. People watch my videos for thousands of hours. I get maybe more than 15,000 hours per month, maybe 17 or 18,000 hours per month. That's a lot. Plus many thousands of views a month, and maybe other YouTubers that don't create kids content and with even less metrics than mine can earn a lot more. But because my videos are made for kids, I don't get, that much from YouTube, even though the watch time is many hours a month. My goal is always the passion behind Canta con Jess, right? To keep creating high quality educational content to help kids learn Spanish, and a Spanish that they will really remember. And of course, it helps. I mean, the revenue and the income helps to keep building the brand, to keep creating more content, to hire people, to get help, and all of that. So that's a that was a shocking
Yeah.
change that I had to face.
Like pretty shocking because honestly, I feel you're underestimating the power of small digital creators for kids, because at the end of the day, yeah, like we all want to do it for the art, but if you also need the revenue to continue doing it, and also for your own
Right.
survival, and not survival, but you want to live nicely, with what you make. And I think you would
I
say
mean, the goal, I would say that I mean, you have to be passionate about what you do, and then the rest will naturally come. And of course, I don't want to I don't want to have a full-time job doing something completely different.
exactly.
So of course have the income or whatever it is, like it helps to keep building the brand, to keep creating more content and this is to keep helping children around the world with by bringing something with quality, right? And it's educational, and it helps them learn something that will make a positive impact in their lives.
So this challenge, would you say, made you create your platform, your own, or you already had it in mind to create your own platform?
I always had it in mind from the very beginning. I always knew I wanted to have my own platform, my own mobile apps, my TV app. I mean, not mine, but Canta con Jess. But then started getting some emails from some parents telling me that they would be able, like, they would be willing to pay a subscription, and they prefer paying it to Canta con Jess and watch my content in a safe place outside of YouTube. And so the thing is, I didn't build it in the first place because first it requires an investment, and I didn't know where. I needed to start small. And the first videos, having the first feedback from the first subscribers, of course, is helpful because you learn as you go and you keep growing. Um, but then is wait, my time is limited. I produce all these videos. They take a lot of time. And it's like I didn't have enough time to produce exclusive content because if I offer a platform, what I wanted parents to be motivated to pay a subscription where they can access not only my YouTube videos on my own platform, but also more content. But then when I notice, wait, parents are interested in being able to watch all my YouTube videos, but outside of YouTube on my own platform. And it's like, wait, I can start now because I can build now the platform with my existing content, but on my own platform. And then I can create like one step at a time. I can create eventually more exclusive videos only to my subscribers. And
Yeah.
that's how I came up.
You're still pulling subscribers also from YouTube to directly to Canta con Jess TV, or where are you getting more subscribers from? How do you pull more subscribers to your platform?
I try to advertise my platform now on every YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. So of people, if they go to my YouTube channel, they can see that I also have my own platform. Sometimes it can be, I don't know, through TikTok videos of people recommend, like I saw that.
Really?
I've seen, yes, many TikTok videos of people or making videos recommending my channel for Spanish content. Or if you want your kids to learn Spanish, these are great channels like Canta con Jess, or why isn't anybody talking about Canta con Jess? She has this video to really help learn this in Spanish. So I would say, yes, I think YouTube gives you a lot of visibility and a lot of people get to know. Like I have over almost 150,000 subscribers. So of course, I mean, people that follow my channel can see the link to my platform. And at the same time, it can be by word of mouth, people recommending on through social media my content because they find it helpful for children to learn Spanish or parents looking to introduce Spanish to their little ones.
Would you like to take it further?
I mean, yes, of course. I want to keep building the brand, to keep creating more content. I want to be able to hire more people to get help with production. So, because I have a lot of ideas, but the time is limited, right? You can, with this limited resources that you have, you can, I mean, there's a lot to cover. Spanish is so huge that I think there's a lot to keep creating, producing. So I want to keep expanding and to keep expanding the content.
You mentioned you are working on a book now.
Right. Yes, this it will be it will be my very first musical board book for babies and toddlers, and I think it's going to be great because I think of course I know exposing your children to screen time, to the screen, is not healthy if they are looking at the screen 24/7. I
Yeah.
don't recommend that. And I know I create online content, digital content. So I think the book is a great and a very effective way to keep children away from the screens. And the first book will be for babies and toddlers to help them learn the Spanish basics, like the alphabet, the numbers from 1 to 10, the body parts, the colors, so with songs in the book. So every time you press a button, you hear the song with
Oh my God.
lyrics in Spanish and English. So I think it's a great way for babies, especially to learn being away from the screen, but in an interactive way. It would be like the first Spanish immersion.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's very, I mean, it's not very different because still the design of the book is all with all original illustrations and with my songs, my own voice. But yes, it's like a printed material.
Is it out now or not out yet?
No, I'm still in the process of manufacturing.
Oh, got it.
Well, and it's been a lot of hard work because when you want to create something for babies, and I think it's great, but there are a lot of requirements, and it has to go through a lot of lab tests to make sure there aren't harmful chemicals, that is a safe product. But I think it's great because once it goes through all this process, it will be a very safe product.
Yeah.
If it has battery, you have to be careful. If it has battery, it has to be completely securely closed, and you have to be careful because it can be dangerous for kids. That's why when you see toys or books that have batteries, they have to be securely closed, so the children should be at all times away from batteries. Even so, in that's why it goes through a very rigorous process, but in the end it's good because it's for the safety, and I want my product to be safe
Yeah.
for.
Oh my God, Jess. Yeah, you have so much going on.
I hope I can have the book on sale by Thanksgiving, but it takes some time between production and all of that. It's going to be out there. If it's not by Thanksgiving of 2025, it will be for next year, but eventually it will come out. It's going to be a great product. The quality is amazing. And also, the fact that I'm a native speaker, and this is important because I've seen so many bilingual books where the translation between Spanish and English or vice versa was not right, but literally it was wrong. Sometimes the translation is not exact.
Right.
Sometimes you translate based on context, on how would we really say it in Spanish, even if it's not a literal translation. But I've seen many books that where the translation was wrong, like it was not a match at all.
Yeah.
The meaning was completely different and all of that. So I think I'm building a brand where that parents can really trust
Yeah.
because I'm a native speaker, and I think it's important to learn a language with a native speaker of whatever language it is.
Yeah. I wonder because there's so many Spanish native speakers,
Yeah,
and I
sometimes
wonder
you can.
how do they use them?
You also know Spanish, so and you can tell if someone tries to teach you Spanish if they are native Spanish speakers, or if it's someone else that where Spanish maybe is the second or third language, and you can tell it's not
Yeah.
the Spanish isn't. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, I have an accent when I speak English. I'm not saying that's wrong, but sometimes the translation may not. I've seen that in children's books where the translation was not good. Like it wasn't good.
Wow.
So I think, yeah, you have to be careful with that. I
Uh,
don't want children to learn something that is wrong.
yeah. It's amazing, like the amount of work that you do, honestly, because like I can relate, how like even with this podcast, nobody's helping and all the editing and like the producing, it's a lot of work, but you're doing
Oh, yes.
not only you're like doing the book, you have your platform, you create your own songs, and you also do the with the illustrations and all that. So I think you have a lot on your plates, but on your plate. But I would love to focus a little bit on like the artist as entrepreneur. Is there like a kind of strategy that you use as a businesswoman? Like you're a creative. I would say like you're mainly an artist, but you're also an
Mm,
entrepreneur. You do all the
yeah.
legal stuff, and the marketing. Is it very opposed, the creative part to the business part of it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's related, of course, but it's when I have to deal with something, let's say with legal stuff like contracts, licensing agreements, or making sure my brand is protected and that kind of stuff, all the business side, let's say. or even like building the app, talking with the developers, having or meetings or taking care of technical aspects. That's, I would say, the business side. And of course, sometimes it's really hard to switch to the creative part. And sometimes if I spend an entire week or an entire day dealing with the business side of Canta con Jess, it takes time. Then it's hard for me to go to the creative process. And sometimes I need a break, whether that break is, I don't know, going out to walk in nature or whatever it is to make that switch of energy.
Mm.
Because that transition for me is really hard, especially now that I'm producing, like I'm in the process of manufacturing my own book. I need to deal with a lot with making sure the design is right, the illustrations, everything looks good. The book is legally right. I place the warning label. I have the legal stuff where I need to mention where in what country I'm manufacturing it, like all the legal information, the lab reports, testing the product, like all of, I don't know, dealing with the manufacturer, the shipping, the copyright, like everything. And all of a sudden, I also need to keep creating content, right? Because Canta con Jess, like the heart of Canta con Jess is the content. So that transition is really hard. Like yeah, sometimes I need to shake it off. Like the song of Taylor Swift. No, but really, like you need to, yeah, it's a transition. It's not the same
No.
because you use different parts of the brain, and
Yeah.
sometimes it can take me some time to transition from one thing to the other.
So seeing people is not as easy as you think now.
Oh, no, 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 no.
You do have like a ritual for you to like switch.
I don't have a ritual. I would say
I mean, because
taking a it can be taking a break doesn't mean a whole week. It can be an hour, an afternoon, the night, doing something completely different out of your routine.
yeah,
Like maybe go to a museum, go for a walk at the beach, see a sunset, go for a walk at night by yourself, go to the woods,
yeah,
some whatever it is. Like I think nature really helps me connect with myself. So I need sometimes when I mean a break, I mean that as soon as you are done, let's say dealing with some business side of it, it's not that I'm on the computer and all of a sudden I open Final Cut Pro. That is the program I use to edit the videos, and I go to the piano and compose music. I need a break in between, like doing
yeah.
something that is not related to anything.
Yeah, no, I would say that's a
To
ritual because you do like watching a sunset. That's a little thing that it really helps, like to switch.
Yes, or going for a run, doing a workout, whatever it is that
Yeah.
helps.
Have you had to make any tough decision between what you wanted to create and what your audience wanted?
I love getting feedback from people that follow my channel. For instance, I composed a song to help children learn the Spanish numbers from 10 to 100, counting by tens. And I had that idea. I have a list of ideas and to produce songs and content. But when I got the email saying, "Hey, do you have a song to help kids learn the numbers from 10 to 100? I would love for my like a song that helps learn about that." So I gave that content, that idea that I already had on my notebook, a priority. So I think it wasn't tough, but it helps me know what they want now. So maybe I don't know. I was about to work on a video to help learn, I don't know, summer objects in Spanish. But then I saw there was an interest, and this also happened. Like I had another parent who wanted a video to help teach their kid the sea animals in Spanish. So I said, okay, let's make a video about that. Now that summer is coming, this content can help.
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. So I would say it's not tough, but it's more of a guide of where I should give priority to
Right.
and that kind of content that they are looking for. And if
Yeah.
I can help, then great.
Do you
But
think?
I would never make content that I don't know they don't want,
Yeah.
that it's not helpful because the mission is always to help them learn Spanish in an effective way.
Yeah. You bounce back from what they need. What advice would you give to artists who want to grow an audience, but without losing their essence?
I mean, you should never lose your essence. If not, you will never be happy. I think that it's important to, because sometimes I hear some kids saying, I want to be a YouTuber, help me. What do I need to do? And it's like, your goal shouldn't be to a YouTuber. You need to find your passion and do what makes you happy. And so when you are passionate about what you do, today is YouTube. Tomorrow is TikTok, or maybe today is also TikTok, and tomorrow maybe something else will be invented. So you need to be true to yourself and to do what makes you happy and be passionate about what you do to find that purpose, your true purpose and passion. And then the rest, like, it's not that it's on YouTube or to grow your audience. Find what you, I mean, of course, it's important to help grow your audience, but doing something that you love,
Yeah.
right? I think that maybe some people do things only because they care about the money and that's it. But I think the further you go, and it's always when you are passionate about what you do. And then one thing takes to another. You shouldn't be afraid to pivot. Like in the beginning, I wanted to become a pop singer. And today I make children's songs to help them learn a language. It's not even only songs about heartbreak. It's to help them learn something that will be useful.
Totally.
I think now, don't get me wrong. I think heartbreak songs are great too. But what I was trying to say is that I changed. In the beginning, I wanted to be one thing, and then I still make music, but in a different way.
Yeah. I feel like this is a really like important answer because there's so many people doing content out there that they just don't add any value. And I feel there's like an easy way to see why people do what they do, just to have numbers and they can talk about anything, but as long as they pull people, they don't care. But what you said, that's why I feel like what you said is so important because you have to stay true to yourself.
And the thing is, if you don't love what you do and if you're not passionate about what you do, it's really easy to give up
Yeah.
because it's so hard to get it. Like, it's really hard. And if you're not passionate about what you do, there's no way you're going, like, it's really easy to give up.
The $1,000,000 question. Are you able to live only by your YouTube channel?
No, I wish the answer was yes, but unfortunately, no. But keep in mind that I produce children's content. So for for kids content creators, now it's really hard. Well, I can talk about myself. I don't know how much the other ones are making, but I would say that YouTube, like, it's a big no. I don't live off of YouTube. Like, you need to find other ways to get income. And I think that's why it's really important to support the creator if you truly love the content and it brings quality value, because now YouTube pays so, like, it's less and less. Like, it's not enough. Not at all.
Did you ever imagine getting all the way to China?
No. Like, if you ask me, I never imagined anything that happened. No. I got an email from a parent telling me, like, asking me, do you sell toys with your voice? And I'm like, not at the moment, but we'll keep it in mind for the future. I always wanted to have like an e-commerce with educational toys and that kind of stuff to complement the videos. And she replied back saying, "Oh, because my kid got a toy with your voice or with your songs." And I'm like, maybe it's very similar, maybe send me a video and I can hear, but it may be similar. And she said that they bought it on Amazon. And it has my songs. And when she sent me the video, I instantly recognized that those were my songs. I composed a song for each letter of the Spanish alphabet to help you learn how they are pronounced and the letter sounds, the Spanish letter sounds, one song per letter. And I could hear so it was my own, they were my own compositions and sound recordings because it was my voice and my music production. And it was crazy, but it ended up being a good thing because we arranged to have a licensing agreement so they can use my songs for that toy for a certain period of time. And it was a Chinese company.
So you reached out to them.
Oh, I reached out and I told them, hey, like this toy, like you are using my compositions with my sound recordings. We can try to arrange. I thought the toy was nice, like it was good and educational. And so we work on a licensing agreement so they could use my songs for on this toy. They were very helpful they apologized and they were very helpful to work on this agreement.
Oh, nice.
So it was great. Yes.
So
you have to, because if you ask lawyers, many, they will tell you you can file a takedown request on Amazon and the product is out and all of that. But I thought, wait, the product is great. It's selling great too. And it's a content that was educational and it was really like very colorful and like appealing for kids. Like it's a good product. Like I think this is great. So that's why I preferred, wait, I can try to contact the seller first and see if they are willing to work in an agreement and see and they were very helpful and very collaborative.
Yeah.
So it ended up being good. But it was crazy to find out from a parent, like because on the toy, my name was not mentioned. This parent recognized my voice thanks to my YouTube videos. It was only my voice. It's not, you didn't even see a picture of mine. It wasn't like you could see my face on the toy. No, it was only the the songs, one for each letter. So it was crazy how someone recognized my voice in a toy and emailed me about it and to let me know. So it was crazy. Like all of a sudden, someone from China went to the whole process of manufacturing a toy, shipping it to the United States, selling it with my songs. Like it's crazy how far Canta con Jess has come, right? To that point.
Did you ask for your brand to be present on that toy?
The toy was great. There were some maybe things that I would have changed because you had a Spanish button and an English button, and the songs in English and Spanish didn't match. So the songs in English were different from the Spanish ones. So I thought, wait, but yeah, I would have made some changes in terms of content and the concept behind. The toy was great, but yes, I told them that I wanted to have the option for my name. I mean, for Canta con Jess to be named, or well, I compose. It was me individually who composed the songs. I could, yeah, I can't talk the details about the agreement because it's confidential, but I had the option to, yes, to advertise Canta con Jess through this toy.
Nice.
Because they were using my songs. So this is what I was telling you before, right? You never know. That's why you have to be passionate about what you do, because today is YouTube, tomorrow is a Chinese company selling your toy using your music. Like you never know where things are gonna come from. And of course, they paid me, right, to be able to use my song. So it was a very unexpected income that came through licensing. Unexpected in the way because I get many emails sometimes about people wanting to collaborate or interested. They are interested in the to license my videos for, and I'm very careful about that. Like you need to be very to know where you want to go or where you are at. You need to take care of your content. I don't want to my videos that take so much hard work and I made a lot of sacrifices to make Canta con Jess happen and to survive, to help like Canta con Jess survive. So I don't want to give out my videos for free so they land who knows where, or I don't want to collaborate or to partner with people or a company that maybe don't share the same values as I do. Like it has to be very safe for children, always safe and related to something that is educational in a happy space, in a safe space.
Yeah.
And I would recommend that to like you need to take care of what you build and not to then if
Good.
you do a sponsored post or whatever it is, like you should ask you should I would recommend to associate with a brand that shares the same values. Maybe I wouldn't advertise, I don't know, an alcoholic brand that is damaging for your health on a kid's video,
Yeah, totally.
on my videos.
Is there any other darker side to this path?
I mean, I don't know if it's a dark side. I think a lot of sacrifices. Many times I chose not to spend money on coffees outside my home or, because I wanted to invest everything in manufacturing my own book or to keep building my own platform, to keep growing Canta con Jess. And because of that, I had to sacrifice a lot of other things. And also, I don't know, I know many members of my family never trusted. It's hard because I chose a non-traditional path. So for some people that's hard to understand. Maybe, I don't know, money wise, it may take a lot longer and you need to make a lot of sacrifices than if you go to a traditional job. But at the same time, they can fire you tomorrow, so you never know, right? But yes, there are a lot of sacrifices. There's been a lot of sacrifices, and there still are. I mean, I'm now investing all my savings to make this musical board book happen. But it's not only the manufacturing process, it's everything around that, right? Like the cost isn't all only the manufacturing, it's the shipment, the legal stuff, the lab reports. I mean, when you say, I don't know, this they are selling 1,000 toys and earning this much money. Well, but the true cost of that is not only what it costs to ship it. You have manufacturing, you have labs, you have logistics, like there are fees, like there are a lot of taxes, like there are a lot of things involved, right? Like, so, but I wouldn't say it was a dark side, but if you stay true to yourself, you move forward no matter what, even if they tell you to give up. Like so many times, many people have told me to give up. Why don't you go? You are so smart and you create such great content. Do it for someone else. Do it, go work for another company. Like, or take it as a hobby. Like, and it's like my videos don't take a weekend. Canta con Jess, it doesn't get built in a weekend only, on the weekends only. Like it's a lot of hard work and it takes full time. And if you want to bring out your maximum potential, it takes a full time job. Like it's a full time job. It takes full time. It's not something I can make in an hour.
Have you felt being Latina, and not only Latina, but like as a woman, have you felt a difference in creating, or you really don't think about that?
I mean, I felt a lot of differences being a Latina while I was in New York. But because Canta con Jess, I own it. It's mine. It's my content. I have full control. So I did never found a difference being a Latina while I was creating content for Canta con Jess. I think the good thing of being a Latina is that Spanish is my first language and I'm a native Spanish speaker and I'm behind Canta con Jess. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
A positive
Yeah.
differentiator, I would say. But many times in New York, yeah, it's like because I didn't speak English with an American accent, like I got a lot of discrimination in that sense. Or
Okay.
many times, and then you see some roles where they are speaking Spanish in a movie, an English movie or a TV show, and it's like, they tell me so much that I speak English with an accent, and when they have to hire someone with some Spanish lines, they hire someone who you can tell isn't a Spanish speaker, right? There are many roles where it doesn't matter if you have an accent, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt that way, but I felt there was a lot of enacting
Oh,
classes
yeah.
in
Totally.
in the industry. That's why I emphasize the fact that it's so important to learn a language with a native speaker because I learned English and I wasn't taught English with native speakers, and it helps a lot because you imitate the sound, the
Yeah.
musicality
Yeah.
when speaking. It's different.
Yes.
So I think it would have made a big difference if I would have learned English with native English speakers. It's good to start as young as early as you can, as since you're a baby, to learn a language, to have that American accent, right? To not have an accent when you speak English. The older you learn the language, the harder it can be, but it doesn't matter. Like it's good. The good thing about the language is not to speak it as a native speaker, even though I think it's good to be taught the language by a native speaker. But if you're understood, it's great. If they can communicate and be understood and be fluent, then that's great.
And it's what you say. I think accents are necessary, because then we would all be all boring and speaking the same. We need diversity and we need people who are different. What's the point of talking all the same? I feel like we need people with accents. And also, yeah, like I feel like the downside of the industry is that, yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy of people who, oh, you cannot talk with an accent, but a British guy can speak with an accent, or an Australian. That's fine, but not us. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy in there, but people like us and other creators that they're taking ownership of what they want to do in life. I think that's what matters. And you're bringing so much high value to people who actually want to learn good Spanish, because
Thank
you're
you.
you're a native speaker. People look for you. So
It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say anything else to all creatives who doubt themselves?
I think we can't escape doubts at some point, right? Like it's normal, it's part of the process, but you need to keep moving forward and keep trusting that if you're passionate about what you do and you're doing something good, like to keep going, don't give up.
Tell us your social media handle so people who don't know you can find you.
It's Canta con Jess everywhere.
You said
No,
it
but
all.
Canta, I mean Cant as in Thomas. So see, like Canta con Jess. No, actually, I made it easier if someone doesn't know Spanish. If you go to SpanishForKids.tv, SpanishForKids.tv, it will take you to my video platform, Canta con Jess. And the name of my YouTube channel is also Canta con Jess. Instagram, TikTok, the same name. But if someone is listening to this and it's like, how do you spell Canta con Jess? Like you go to SpanishForKids.tv, as in television, and yeah, they will find my platform.
Hi, Jess. Thank you so much for
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, we finally made it possible.
Yes, it took like several months, I think. I think we've been talking about this since last year, and it's
Yeah,
like, or I was traveling, or something was happening, and we couldn't
we could.
arrange it.
Yeah, no, but we did it, and I'm so excited for people who to listen to this episode because Canta con Jess is a whole business and creatively important to the world. So thank you so much for listening.